Hi, this is Pastor Doug, and it's my honor and privilege to give today's video devotion. And if you'd like to receive these devotions directly to your inbox, just go to findcommunity.com/Bible reading and fill out the form, and you'll get them every morning. Well, I want to start today's devotion by singing a song, and if you know it, sing along with me, okay? It goes like this. I try together now. I can't get no satisfaction. No, I can't get no satisfaction. Wow, was that a blast from the past or what? I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And that was written over 50 years ago, but their message is still true today. We can try, and we can try, and we can try, and we can try, but we're not going to get satisfaction in our lives. And that was true today. That was true 50 years ago, but it's also true today in 2020. We can try and try, but we can't get no satisfaction. And actually, that's been true for centuries, ever since humankind came to being, is that we search, but we can't find satisfaction. And that's why our passage today speaks directly to that. So if you have your Bibles, turn to Isaiah chapter 55. We're going to start in verse 1, and we're going to see God's remedy to the emptiness inside of us. So Isaiah chapter 55. Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters. And you who have no money, come and buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest fare. Give ear and come to me. Listen that you may live. I will make an everlasting covenant with you, and my faithful love promised to David. See, I have made him a witness to the peoples, a ruler and commander of the peoples. Surely you will summon nations you know not, and nations you do not know will come running to you, because of the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, for he has endowed you with splendor. So the answer to the Rolling Stones question, I can't get no satisfaction, is this. If you're empty, God says, I will satisfy. If you're thirsty, come to the waters that God provides. And you don't need money for it. You don't need you don't even have to tip like you do for DoorDash, you know. God will provide free of charge. And this is meant to be in a very literal way, in the sense that God is our provider of our physical needs, but also in the deepest possible way, that God will fill the emptiness that we see and we sense inside of our souls. Now, the problem is actually stated in verse 2, where God says, why are you spending money on that which is not bread? Why are you working or laboring for that which does not satisfy? You know, so much of what we think we're going to satisfy our lives, what we fill our lives with, actually leaves us empty. And it ends up being a waste of time, a waste of our energy, a waste of our resources. Instead, though, God invites us, and he says, there is food that is good for you, food that will satisfy. In fact, it's the richest affair. It's the best possible life you can live. And you might be saying, okay, that sounds great, and it is great. But where do we go specifically to get this food and water that will satisfy our deepest hunger and our deepest thirst? How is God going to provide this? And so God gives us a hint in the last part of verse 3, where he says that it has to do with a covenant that he makes with us, a promise that he made to David, his servant. And what was that promise? That God would raise up a leader, a king called the Messiah, the Anointed One. And this Messiah would be the one who would be able to satisfy our deepest needs. And of course, we know that this Messiah is Jesus of Nazareth. So if you fast forward all the way into the New Testament, Jesus actually uses this passage to define who he is. In John chapter 6, Jesus calls himself the bread of life, the bread of life. And he says, whoever comes to me will never go hungry. And then one chapter later in John chapter 7, Jesus says, if anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. For whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow within them. So when we come to Jesus, we can know that he's going to take care of us. We won't go hungry. We won't go thirsty. If we follow Jesus and hunger and thirst for him, we will always be satisfied. But you and I, we can't do that without first letting go of the other stuff that we try to fill our lives with. And believe you me, we stuff our lives with all sorts of crazy things, don't we? In order to get that satisfaction. You know, some seek material possessions or wealth. Others seek prestige and power and fame. Others seek after relational security or financial security or job security. Others resort to things like addictions to alcohol or substances or food or sex or relationships or gambling or partying in order to fill that hole inside their soul. And I know, because I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried. I never got any satisfaction. You know, when I was a high school band and a choir teacher, I tried to find satisfaction in creating the best possible musical programs in the state. And I tried, and we were pretty successful. I mean, we got these huge trophies, we won competitions, we were received all sorts of top honors, and we were invited to perform at all sorts of places. But it did not satisfy, not at all. And when all was said and done, I still felt empty in my soul. I've also tried filling this hole inside my soul through sex, and I got addicted to pornography. And let me tell you, my friends, that was a big trap that I couldn't climb out of for such a long time. And thankfully, when I cried out to the Lord, he answered me and he delivered me, which is an amazing story in and of itself. But I have to say that the pursuit of sex did not satisfy at all. In fact, it almost destroyed me. But as I turned my life over to Jesus Christ, I not only found that he satisfies me, he actually fills me with great things. He gives me blessing upon blessing upon blessing. It was through Jesus' directions that I actually quit teaching the band and choir, and Jesus led me to use my musical skills to lead people and worship of him at CBC and at other places. It was through Jesus' directions I said goodbye to sexual addiction, and he led me to find deep meaning in helping others who struggle through the power of humility and honesty. You see, Jesus truly satisfies with the richest affair. So how about you, my friend? How about you? Where are you trying to satisfy the deepest needs in your life? I can tell you there is only one place, there's only one person you can find satisfaction, and that is through Jesus Christ. Come to him, and he will satisfy you. Follow him, and he will lead you into the most amazing life. Commit to him, and you will see how deep his commitment is to you. Allow him to bring your bread of life, your living water, and he will take you from emptiness to satisfaction. Because Jesus is the only one who can take us from here to there.